All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining. It is Tuesday, February 13th, 6:31 p.m. This is a meeting of the Bolton Advisory Committee. And we're continuing our review of the fiscal year 2025 town budget. First up on our agenda tonight, Board of Assessors. And Jeff Nichols is here. Jeff, you're, well, actually the whole Board of Assessors is here. But Jeff, you're representing the board?
Well, not to my liking, but the girls seem to want me to do that, so I'll persevere if you don't mind.
Somebody has to do. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and pull up the budget so everyone can look at it.
That would be helpful.
Okay. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
All right, so we're looking at, this is the Board of Assessors budget. Jeff, is there anything in here you'd like to highlight for us or bring to our attention?
That's
I was just reviewing the numbers to make sure it's the one that coincides.
that's not correct.
Yes, it actually is correct. But anyway, the point being that it's a 3% increase over last year.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
year was 171 and we're up at 175. What we're planning to do this year is convert from the platform Tyler to hopefully another platform. Since it is an etched in stone, I don't think I need to tell you what the other one is. The
Quality
assessors-
data,
Excuse me?
quality data services.
Yes.
Data service.
Well, okay. I didn't think we need to say that.
And it's our
hopefully-
it's a software.
Services.
Yes. Anyway,
Okay.
the reason why we're up where we are is because we have in the budget $6,500 for running that platform simultaneously with Tyler. That has to be run somewhere between 6 months and a year concurrently to make sure the platform is acceptable and work out all the bugs and all of that. So I think this budget is pretty well, as best as we can do. It's pretty lean, to say the least. I would, at this point, turn it over and try to answer any questions.
Okay. Jeff, could you just quickly describe what is covered in your purchase of services line?
Sure.
Our principal assessor.
I can do it if you want me to.
What?
If you want me to.
Go ahead, Wendy.
Okay,
All right.
purchase of
The
services.
first service is from RRG.
Yep, go ahead.
Jeff, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, well, all right. Purchase service, as she said, the biggest one is RRG. They're the ones that perform all the tasks for us. Special appraisers, new circular wireless, ATB, public notice. I'll just read them off and then you can ask any questions. Public notices, RRC, which does the maps for us. Tyler, of course, Vadar, and GIS we have to have, of course, which entails maps and updating and maintenance. And that's pretty much what purchase of services comprises. And of course, we have a Kelly in the office. That's what mostly it's her wage. That is her wages.
Okay. Great. All right. Thank you. Are there any questions
Jeff, I'm sorry, I didn't hear all that. Could you go through that list again quickly?
Certainly. All right.
Thank you.
If you have trouble hearing me, let me know. I'm not the best at hearing anyway. Okay, we have RRG. That's the big one. They're the ones that actually do all. Alex, who's in the office, we pay for him. And they provide all the data that we need to have to be an assessor, actually. They do all the legwork for us. Secondly, we have specially appraisal commercial the new singular YSATB people. Thirdly, we have RRC. They are our, they are the map people. They make the maps for us. And Quality Data Service, which is also, they do, well, how do I put it? They,
New software
do.
vendor.
yeah, they do specialty work for us. Tyler, which is our platform, we have to pay for that every year. Vadar and RRC, which is the maps, they also have software which we have to pay for. We have to pay for GIS, which is the folks that make the maps for us. And we have to have update fees and maintenance fees for them. And that, did you hear it that time?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Certainly. Thank you.
Any other questions for the Board of Assessors? Okay. If not, is there a motion to approve the Board of Assessors budget for $175,492?
I move we approve the Board of Assessors budget for $175,492.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call. Don,
Aye.
Craig,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. All right, excellent. Thanks to the Board of Assessors and Alex for joining tonight. You're welcome to stick around, or you can move on while we hit the rest of the agenda.
I thank
Thank
you,
you.
gentlemen, for your time and your patience with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. Thank you.
Have a nice night. Thank you.
All right, so next up on our agenda is Brian Stearns, Veterans Agent. It's been challenging to get Brian scheduled. Jenny, is that still the case?
Oops. Can you hear me? Sorry, I didn't know if I was muted or unmuted. It is still the case, and I think I revised the agenda that was posted to remove him. He is tentatively scheduled for March 5th.
Okay. I was going to suggest that maybe we just vote on this anyway, but do you, okay, you think we may get him in March?
He said he would be there, so.
All right, okay, we will hold off till March. Okay, then next up, Economic Development Committee. This is a similar scheduling challenge. Let me get to that spot. Okay. So Economic Development has had, I think we've had $750 for quite a while. Is that true, Ninotchka? Like many years, although it hardly ever gets spent?
Yeah, it really, I mean, I don't know if you want to keep it or not. It doesn't seem to be a very active department.
I think, wasn't there like a local business breakfast or something that this was used for in the past? And then during COVID, that kind of went away, and maybe it hasn't come back.
Yeah, in meeting with them, hi, I'm Pam Harding. I work with the Economic Development Committee.
Yeah.
In meeting with them, they have scheduled some business gatherings coming up. They have one coming up that they're going to utilize these funds to conduct. And that seems to be the intent moving forward. They expect to have 2 to 3 annually. So they have requested that the $750 remain in the budget.
What kind of meetings are those, please, Pam?
They conduct business gatherings for businesses located in the town, so they pick a venue. I haven't been through this process yet, but the way it's explained to me is that they pick a venue at a business located in Bolton and invite businesses to attend and talk about things they can do to improve economic development or promote each other's businesses.
Right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other discussion on the economic development line?
Well,
Or-
Bob, this is Stan. Is no one from Economic Development Committee on this call tonight?
No.
Well, that's very interesting. Maybe they should express a bit more interest in what they're doing, and they've had plenty of time to show up. So I'm a little disappointed that nobody from that group is participating tonight.
I hadn't
Yeah,
heard back from Eric, so I did have him on tentatively. I reached out to him last week and let him know he was on the agenda tentatively because I hadn't heard back from him. But I still haven't heard back from him.
Well, there's more than Eric, so I'm a little bit disappointed. So, all right, that it is what it is.
Okay, so thoughts from the committee about Eric, or we could wait till he comes and argues his case.
Well, it's $750, so
Right, right. I'll
uh,
make a motion to vote on approving the Economic Development Committee. I don't know if I said that right.
I'll make a motion to approve the Economic Development Committee's budget of $750.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, Don,
Aye.
Craig,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Greg,
We are expecting a street acceptance petition for Goose Pond Path. We haven't received the documents yet, but there is a placeholder at the annual town meeting. We don't have any zoning bylaw amendments this year. We're actually waiting for the master plan to be finished because there are quite a few recommendations associated with bylaw changes included in the document. So we thought it best to wait to next fiscal year, next annual town meeting to propose zoning amendments.
Pam, if I may, I'm just curious, it sounds like the folks looking to buy the Kane property have not spoken to you or moved stuff together for zoning change.
That's correct.
Okay,
okay, great. So I think we're good, Pam, thanks for joining.
All right, great, thank you. Have a good night.
thank
Okay.
you too.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Don. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, MIS and Paul McKenzie is here. Let's see, let me get to this. Here we go. All right, Paul, welcome. Thanks for joining.
You're welcome.
All right, could you just give us a quick rundown of the various parts of your budget here?
Yeah. So the purchase of services, that includes CM Geeks. We did raise our fees last year for the first time in 6 years. Part of that is also rolling out new PCs. Come October 2025, Windows 10 will be end of life. We are working on we're doing a pretty good job of replacing all the PCs well before October. We did about half last year. We're doing the other half this fiscal year. And then, so let's see. We won't have more warranty extensions. We've been under a 5-year lease plan where we rotate the equipment out every 5 years. So therefore we buy them at 5-year warranties, don't have to extend warranties. And there's a firewall renewal just to keep that nice and secure. So that's the first piece of purchase of services. Any questions with those breakdowns?
No?
Hey, Paul, this is Greg.
Yep.
So you said the purchase of PCs goes in the purchase of services line item?
The labor to configure them and set them all up.
Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Thanks.
So what we do is we charge a flat fee of $300 to set up a PC, get it all, integrated, and the end user happy again.
Got it. Got it. Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome. Repairs, we never know what we're gonna have for repairs. It's a fairly small item, but it could be a UPS that fails. It could be a printer that needs something that failed, a drum or something that we just weren't planning on going. Those are kind of like unplanned things. They're typically pretty small. Software support, again, this is mostly your subscriptions. This is Esri, GIS, and every 5 years deep freeze for the library. They are not up this year, but what that does, all the patron machines, we create an image, and when the PC reboots, it refreshes that image. So regardless of what a patron does, once the PC reboots, it gets rewritten by the standard image. Web services. So in there is a Comcast fee for internet. There's a stipend for Jen. There's the Google Suite, which is everybody's email. There's Civic Plus, which is the actual website, and the domain registrations. Any questions on that one?
That's kind of went up a lot. What are the major pieces of that increase?
Let's see, what was, let me get here, FY to there. Let me call up last year's budget, see if I can figure out what the details are. Bear with me.
Sure.
Oh, yes, I know what that was. So yes, historically, I had forgotten to budget for the stipend for Jen. So 5,000 is that stipend that I had forgotten in years past.
Okay.
Any other questions in that category?
Could you repeat that? That's a stipend for what?
Jen Marquise, where she's
Okay.
our liaison. She does some internal communication for us. If we've got something really complicated and stuff, or there's reoccurring issues, or just staff wants to communicate with us just beyond something technical. I mean, she's typically the one that kind of guides us internally, since we don't sit in the office every day. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
And then we get the equipment leases, which is what we've tried to do them, we try to break them out over a 5-year period and kind of distribute them equally. COVID kind of messed that up. So we're slowly trying to get back on that. But those are the equipment leases, which is that 5-year rollover to just keep the equipment cycling through every 5 years.
So I assume if I looked at the actual so far this year, that would reflect some of these timing issues and the stipend and stuff.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, other questions? you know, when I look at the bottom line here, this is on line items on quite an increasing trajectory, which I suppose reflects the industry in general.
Yep. And we had a big price increase for email. It was about a 50% increase. And I believe that was the big hit you were seeing in 2023 and 2024.
Yeah. Okay, other questions?
You know, Civic Plus goes up, you know, they go up about 5% every year. That's the website. I mean,
Yeah.
most technology companies do that. We try to keep it flat for the contract period.
We've spent about 47,000 so far this year. So that seems in line with this 88K.
Yeah, and they're big annual expenses. They're not monthly expenses. So, you know, like the leases are, it's the bill comes once a year. Same thing with Civic Plus. They bill annually. So
Okay, is there a motion to approve the MIS budget for 87,745?
I move we approve the MIS budget for 87,745.
I'll second that.
Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well.
all right. Thank you.
All right, great. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. Bye. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. Take care. Okay, that's it for budget review items. We have a couple of advisory committee business items. So first up, Bill sent out a set of minutes from January 9th. Pull those up. Okay. Everyone see this?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Any questions or comments on the minutes?
I thought, oh, go up to agenda 9, lever should be level. I don't know why I picked these things out. Sorry.
Wow, you caught that as we were scrolling past.
No,
I
no,
wish
no,
we
no.
had
I
a
saw
lever
it-
to fund.
I saw it before and I was like, geez.
I see. Okay. All right.
And I don't know if this matters, but okay, never mind. Item 11 covers it about where we're gonna look at this at a later date.
Right. Okay. Is there a motion to approve this set of minutes pending the correction in agenda item number 9?
I move we approve these minutes with the correction in item 9.
I will second that.
All right. Roll call, Don,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Greg,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. Jenny, go ahead. You have your
Yep.
hand.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I changed my headphones. I'm wondering if this is a good place to bring this up. I know that Bill had reached out about minutes, and I said that I was going to check in with council to see about the possibility of incorporating AI into the meetings.
Yes.
And the feedback from town council was that as long as the AI transcript that's generated is used only for notes, they could be destroyed once the minutes are created, and they wouldn't become part of the public record. So if that is a tool that Bill feels would assist him, and the committee wishes to use it, Zoom does have a free AI service that could be turned on during future meetings.
Okay. And just so everyone on the committee is aware, this is something that Bill had asked for to transcribe the Zoom meetings to help him in generating the minutes. So Bill, does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, and actually, Jenny, I have a subscription to the free service, but I have a premium service. So how that would work is that you would just see a additional participant that's labeled something like Bill Nichols AI transcription service. And yes, I can, I'm just going to use them to help me put the minutes together, and then I can delete them.
Yeah,
Okay.
town council had no problem with that.
Okay, great.
Bill, I think it's a great idea. It's a good
Yeah.
suggestion.
Yeah. All right, sounds great. And Bill, thanks for handling all the minutes in general. I mean, the minutes always look great, and it can be a big job, so thank you. Okay, last up, I wanted to quickly review our 2023 annual report. So every department every year has to write an annual report that all gets collated into the town's annual report. So I sent out earlier, this is our annual report. Let me see here. Okay. It lists the members of the committee, and we, have some folks that joined, some folks left, so that's captured here. General description of what we do during the year, and then some of the specifics on our review of the FY24 operating budget. And then the last piece of this is the financial statement of what we expended both in our own department line of $218 for membership fees, and then the reserve fund. Anybody have any questions or comments or suggestions for changes?
I had a question / comment. This looks fine. I think that's great. I'm thinking more in terms of what we're doing tonight with the budget and stuff. And we talk about adhering to Prop 2.5, et cetera. And I'm getting the feeling that we're looking at all these budgets and stuff, but we're heading for a budget that will definitely significantly exceed Prop 2.5. I was kind of wondering, is there more we could do or should do, or how are we gonna deal with that?
Yeah, so let me make a couple of comments, and then the Nashgar may want to weigh in as well. But first, by definition, we won't exceed Prop 2.5. That's what we're capped at, and the budget will come in under that line. The budget numbers right now look pretty bleak, but we have a couple knobs that we can turn as we get towards the end of the process, including access to free cash, and there's a stabilization fund that if we had to, we could tap in. So there are some knobs we can turn.
Bob, no, excuse me. You cannot tap into the stabilization fund. That is only for emergency unexpected expenses. So unless there's some expense that's out there that's an emergency, like the roof on the fire station.
That's right.
You can tap into that. So that's off the table.
Let me clarify. I don't mean we can use that just to cover general operating expenses, but as we've seen this year, there have been some concerns from DPW and things coming down the pike that potentially could impact the budget. So if that happens, there could be other mechanisms, and one of those could be the stabilization fund.
No, Bob, no. I'm telling you right now, no. That is not an option. That is absolutely not an option.
So if there's an emergency later this fiscal year with a repair,
If there's an emergency later this fiscal year, potentially yes, but anything that we've discussed up to this point,
right, no, I agree.
there's nothing on the table that will allow us to use the stabilization fund for anything.
I agree. I'm specifically talking about emergencies that may come up.
Okay.
So anyway, Don, the second comment you made is, should we be doing something else to help fix the budget? You know, this is the challenge we face every year, where there's not a lot of flexibility in the general operating budget, and we are, you know, cutting things back to the bone, and there's just not a lot of room to make many reductions.
I understand. I just, with that, we just seem to be heading towards a budget in excess of Prop 2.5.
Until we get the school number, it's really hard to even get our arms around this budget.
No, that's fair. And well, my heart skipped a beat when I saw that, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. I just wanted to be sure and raise that question and that concern, and just say, you know, is there more that we could look at, or I don't know.
I think we go back at the end and, you know, relook at all the budgets once we have all the final numbers in, and if you had to cut or, you know,
Okay.
look for other sources.
Thank you, Nanushka.
But it won't go beyond the Prop 2.5 limits.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Other comments on this annual report? If not, is there a motion to approve?
I move we approve.
I'll second.
Roll call. Don?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Greg?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Okay, I think that's it. Anybody have anything else? Just a reminder, we're not meeting next week. Taking the week off, and we will meet the following week, and that's the Tri-Town meeting with the school board, and it's a 6 p.m. meeting. And we'll send out reminders prior to that. Okay, if there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone. Thank you.
Good night.